All right. So, um, you should have watched that introduction video. So, if you didn't, go back and do that. Um, all right. We're going to start with some childbirth terms. So, first one is labor. Labor means that there's regular contractions of the uterus that result in dilation of the cervix and effacement of the cervix. Those are two other words that you'll need to know. Basically, dilation means that the cervix is getting bigger, and effacement means that it's thinning. Okay. The show or mucus plug. This is a pinkish plug that covers the cervix during pregnancy, and it's actually released at the beginning of labor. Some females don't know that this has happened. Um, so, and some will notice it. It's not like having a period or anything like that. A lot of times it's just a little pinkish hue that comes after a female goes to the bathroom and she wipes or something like that. Or sometimes it's just a little pink spot on the female's underwear. Um, so, but that's like towards the very beginning of labor, but not every female notices that that has happened. So, Um, then the amniotic sac. The amniotic sac breaks or is broken, releasing amniotic fluid. This is often referred to as water breaking. So, what happens is the amniotic sac breaks, or sometimes the doctor breaks it for the female, and it lets out the amniotic fluid that is usually clear. It looks like water. That's why it's called water breaking. Okay. All right. So we're going to go on to the next one. So some other terms, effacement. This is the refers to the thinning of the cervix in preparation for birth, and it's expressed in percentages. So effacement is thinning until they're fully effaced. Okay. Dilation is the cervix opening in preparation for birth. Full dilation is 10 centimeters. And then fontanelles are soft spots between the unfused section of the baby's skull. These allow the baby's head to compress slightly as it passes through the birth canal. So if you've ever heard of soft spots, their actual name is fontanelles, okay? But when a baby is born, their skull is not fully formed and fused together. So there's lots of different bones in our skull. So what happens is, since our skull is not fully fused together, it kind of squishes their head a little bit so that it can fit a little bit better as it passes through the birth canal. And that's one function of fontanelles. So now, an episiotomy is a surgical incision that's made on the perineum to enlarge the vaginal opening and help deliver the baby. So the baby is basically, what happens is, let's see if I can, let's see if my handy dandy pen is working. Okay, so we're gonna pretend like this is the opening for the cervix, okay? So this is the baby's head that has to fit through. If the baby's head doesn't fit correctly, they'll make a little cut right here that will then make it so that the end of that can be bigger, so that it's a little bit bigger. So that cut is called an episiotomy. Okay? Just so you know. We're going to, okay. Then station. Station refers to the position of the baby in the birth canal. So you'll hear sometimes it's called like they're at zero station, meaning they haven't really moved far down the birth canal or things like that. Usually doctors and nurses will talk about that. Contractions. Contractions are the tightening of the uterus working to push the baby down the birth canal. So The uterus is actually a muscle. Okay. Well, it's an organ, but it functions kind of like a muscle. So when you contract your muscles, you can squeeze your muscles, right? Like I'm squeezing all my muscles, that's contracting them. And then I release, my body feels a little better, right? Then we squeeze and then we release. That's kind of what the uterus is doing. It's contracting and it's trying to push the baby down the birth canal, and then it releases. And then it contracts and it's trying to squeeze the baby down the birth canal, and then it releases. Okay? So, delivery means the process of the fetus being expelled from the uterus. So, we call it them being expelled because just like if you're expelled from school, it means you can never come back. Same thing for the fetus. The fetus is expelled from the uterus, meaning, hey, we're kicking you out and you can't come back. And then forceps are tools that are used to guide the fetal head during delivery. So this is an example of forceps. They kind of look like salad tongs to me. I know you're going to be like, wow, Miss Anderson, why did you tell me that? Right? But they basically go on either side of the baby's head, and then the doctor uses the handle to kind of pull the baby out. They also have these vacuum extractors that are like tiny vacuums that stick to the baby's head, and they use suction to pull them out. So that can help as well. All right, we're going to pause here. So that's childbirth terms. Hopefully you have some idea of what those are. And then I will be back in a little bit with another video.